So I'm sorry, okay,
It's okay. It's all right.
But you know your name, so you know your name.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Miring.
I'm the where
Miring.
where do you keep the stones at NTV? Rusha?
Chuma, Rusha,
Where do you-
Chuma, Rusha, Chuma.
We're in a boxing ring, by the way.
It does feel like wrestling.
Yeah, it does. I don't understand wrestling though as a sport. I don't find it as entertaining to see the other person being hurt. It's just one that I've never really
There are
understood.
words
I
that
don't
I'd
take
have
pleasure.
used to describe wrestling, but
Yeah.
they would not have sounded
sir.
correct.
But you
yes,
said
sir.
you said
I
wrestling
will
and
not.
sport. It's neither. It's
Okay.
a performance.
Yeah.
It's
Not
a
sport.
dance.
They call
Well,
it sports
the dancing is
entertainment.
painful.
Oof,
Why can't they
oof.
just dance like? No,
I know, right?
it's
Just
I don't
ballet the heck
understand
out
it.
of it.
But we have a box house coming in at 10 p.m., so we'll tell you all about that later. Okay, now let's talk about some of these stories. Do you guys feel like Nairobi is the best place to work? As they breathe.
Ngoja. What wanna
Yeah,
say
we
hapa?
have to sigh for
What
a
wanna say
second. We
hapa?
just
Ngoja, acha
Muuliza
niseme tu
nani?
moja. Kabla
Inhale.
kabla mseme wacha niwaambie. Hiyo si ranking yenu. Hammati kwa hiyo ranking. You don't matter. Hammati. It's not for you. It's
Okay.
wale wa kukam. Ni ya wale wa kukam. Because kama wewe uko Buruburu, hauko Nairobi. Kama uko Rongai, Rongai ni Nairobi. Kama uko The Ndegwa, hauko Nairobi.
Why are you pointing at me?
attacking us.
Kama uko Kahawa, uko Wendani, uko hauko Nairobi. Kama uko Runda, kama uko Gigiri, kama hiyo kwa sababu hao ndio watu ambao wamepeana hizi rankings.
Okay, so what you're saying is wengine wetu tuko Kanairo, wengine wako Nairobi.
Hizi rankings sisi tuko Kanairo.
Na
Okay,
yetu
wait,
tunaulizwa lini. That's the only
Yeah,
question.
when will
Sisi
our ranking
tutaulizwa
come? When
lini.
will our
Because
chance-
we are
Yenu-
the ones who matter, no?
Yenu mtaulizwa August 2022.
Right.
Can I
Yes.
just tell Kenyans what this story is all about? Because maybe they don't understand. So now expatriates have ranked Kenya's capital, Nairobi, as the best place to work on the continent. This is wild. But I do see it because they do have a lot of benefits. Now, jumping 50 places from last year due to ease of settling and finding houses. It's, just made Nairobi numero uno. But I don't know. I feel like it's because if you're making really good money, you have some great allowances, benefits left, right, and center. Of course, it's a great place to work. Education, the education system is top tier. You have it's a cosmopolitan city. So we're talking restaurants, there's a lot, and you have good money. Hey,
The good
they're not
money
even
is the
paid the
part.
same way, some of them in their home countries.
It's like working in Kenya, receiving a Kenyan salary, and then living in Tanzania or Uganda. If they ask you the same question, you'll be like, yeah, I like
Dar es
this
Salaam is the
space.
best city in
This
Africa.
spot works because the rent compared to how much you're making, it makes sense for them.
I agree wholeheartedly. If I was an expat, 100%, I'd be like, you know where I want to go? Kanairo. I think Nairobi looks good. There's a few caveats. Yeah, Nairobi looks good from above at night, and if you have an expatriate salary. Like, those are the three situations where Kanairo is like the best place in the world. But all said and done, I think there's a thing that guys are overlooking, which is that we jumped 50 spots from the same ranking last year. Somewhere, that math is not mathing, guys. How do you, hata kama niko a best improved student, 50 spots.
Hakuna mtu alilipwa. I am sure. I can stand for Kenya and say hakuna mtu alilipwa.
Unasema as was an
Corruption
expat.
is not
I mean,
Are you an
corruption
expert?
did not
Are you-
play any
No.
part in this. I mean,
No.
it's not like that ranking going from 50 to number 1 is going to help other expatriates come and then they bring in more money into our economy. I'm not saying that. So nobody was paid. Nobody. Nairobi is just that good. It is that good.
You know, if you believe that, if you truly believe that,
Imagine I give up on you. I feel like the government is paying you somehow.
No.
I don't
Yes,
get it.
yes,
I don't.
yes,
I feel like,
Can you
and you live in where?
Australia?
You live in Roiro.
Haupendi Nairobi?
Mi si understand
Mimi ni wa
unaishi Kenya
kukam, mimi
gani.
nakujaga, mimi ni wa kukam,
Unless you live
nakuja
on your own
Nairobi
piece of land,
kazi.
you
You're an
farm your own
expatriate.
food.
I am an expert.
yeah, you're an expert.
You should
You're an
listen
expert
to
for
me.
Nairobi.
Yes.
No, but if you talk to some of these expats, they live like superstars, like they have all these cars. Then they have security.
But
they
they've
have
complained
4
about one
nannies,
thing.
2 house helps, a gardener, 5. Like, it's just a lot. It's in excess. So folks, of course, I'm exaggerating, but they do get a lot of benefits.
They've
So
complained
I would
about
love
one
Nairobi.
thing, healthcare.
And healthcare.
Healthcare is actually not as good as they would have wanted it to be in this country. That's the one
Interesting,
thing
they
they've
noticed
complained
that.
Same
about.
experts,
Yes.
same, even us.
And
we
now you can
feel
imagine now,
same.
that's from probably the high-end hospitals that they would go to. So sisi tunangangana aje na our other-end hospitals. Ni kubaya.
Quack doctors and
Other end hospitals.
sometimes people go like that pharmacist does not look legit, but you still go. You're in the hood. You're like, now who has time?
Nyinyi kwenu
There's
mko na
that
pharmacy?
end. Wait, when you
Hakuna
go to
chemist.
excuse me, and also there's the I have a headache, and then you go and tell your pharmacist,
Chemist.
nipatie panadol. We self,
actually
you know,
we do.
we know exactly what we want when you
Yeah.
go to the person.
In fact, the reason why I also love them is that there is some medication that if you can only get if you have been prescribed to. But in the hood, he was like,
Utapewa
sawa
tu.
shika.
Who is a prescription?
Koini aje, so you see,
Haina shida.
sijalala.
All right, so let's talk about this. This, I think, is what we term as